All right, let's start this whole thing over again.
With 2 weeks of potatoes? Welcome to Crocks in the Kitchen.
I'm Jessica.
And I am Brian. Yes, folks, it is back to the basics of weight loss.
Yes.
For us, at least.
Yes. So, if you guys don't know who we are, welcome. We're the Crocks.
If you don't know who we are, then you know, we were in the title there. I mean, just a second ago.
Well, we're the Crocks. We're the Crocks in the Kitchen. We are a couple. We started on a weight loss journey.
Adventure.
No, it was a journey when we began.
Always been an adventure in my head.
It was a journey when we began. It's an adventure now. It was back in June 2018. At one point, combined, we had lost 335 pounds. I'm not sure how much we've lost at this point combined because we haven't really weighed ourselves in a couple weeks, months, something like that. But we still have lost a ton of weight combined. And how did we do it?
We did it through a whole food, plant-based diet.
Yes. And if you don't know what that means, I will link to some videos in the description of this video that describe all that stuff. And there's actually one video in particular if you want to watch. It's like a 15-minute video, kind of recaps everything we did, how we got started, all that stuff.
Yes.
But
with 2 weeks of potatoes.
Here we are, yes. Here we are in December 2020. Geez, I had to think what year it was. And we're kind of, I know, it's 2020. We're kind of in this position of, I don't know what position we're in. We've fallen off the bandwagon, so to speak.
Kinda.
Mostly me, and then, I don't know, Brian kind of just goes along with whatever I do, so yeah. But I actually think, so, okay, this video is going to be basically 5 kind of steps that you can do if you're trying to kind of get back to the basics, whether you're trying to start your new weight loss regimen or you're trying to get back to losing weight that you know, as we were successful before, if you're trying to kind of get back to what you were doing before. And a lot of people really like to wait till January 1st to do this kind of stuff.
We're weird though.
But it's like almost December 1st and we're like, you know what? We're not waiting till January 1st. We cannot do another month of just like, no. Then we'll be even further in the hole and we'll have to lose that much more weight. So we're going to give you the 5 kind of simple steps that we are going to do to get ourselves back to the basics of losing weight.
Yeah. Well, I think we've dilly-dallied enough. Let's actually get to the list.
Okay. Can you do the announcer voice?
For which one?
For all of them.
I mean, I guess I can. Do you want me to read the entire thing, or do you want me to just do number 1 or number 5?
You do number 1, and I'll say this thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we starting with 1?
Yes.
All right. Number 1.
Start. So you just need to start. And I say on the blog post, I put start today, not tomorrow, because you know why? Tomorrow never comes, Brian. You know why tomorrow never comes? It does come, but then tomorrow becomes another tomorrow and another tomorrow. And before you know it, it's another week and another month and you still haven't started. So although we do say that in the past, whenever we've gotten, you know, into weight loss mode, we have, what have we always done?
We have always set a start date. And, you know, it's generally like a week out because it's a little less daunting than just starting outright the next day. Not to mention, we do like to plan things ahead. We like to sort of get our ducks in a row. And that usually entails getting rid of stuff that's in the pantry that we don't need, getting rid of stuff in the freezer or whatever, and all of that. So while we do say, yes, start today or, you know, I guess tomorrow, logistically...
Not tomorrow.
Logistically speaking, that doesn't always work. And so we understand that you may have to set a start date. But if you do set a start date, start on that date. Don't push it off. Don't dilly-dally about it. Don't do any of that kind of stuff. I know I've said dilly-dally like twice now. Like, just make that your absolute start date. Put a hard line on there. Draw that line and don't cross it. Or, wait, no. Cross it. Wait, no. Hard line.
Are we crossing the line or not crossing the line?
Hard line. Don't cross that line. No. Start that line.
All right, ignore him.
You guys know what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm saying. Go do that. Start.
Here's some good news. I have some good news for you. I don't even know what that is, but I have some good news for you. Starting does not mean that you have to be 100% today. Okay? Does this make sense to you?
True.
So where I'm coming from right now is I was in a place a few months ago where I was doing super good. I was eating 2 meals a day. I was not snacking between those meals. I was on plan. There was no slip ups. There was nothing. Now, would I love to say, starting today, I'm going to do that 100% and do exactly what I was doing, pick up right where I left off? I would love to do that, but that's setting myself up for failure because I'm not in that. It took me a while to get to that place where I was in that zone. And so allow yourself time to get back to that zone if you got out of that zone before, if that makes any sense. So for me, that means I am going to be strict, but not like, I'm not going to try to pick up where I left off. I'm going to try to pick up where I started before and then get to the point where I left off. Does that make any sense?
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
I think that this is a good time for us to move on to number 2. Oh. Do your thing.
Number 2.
Make a plan. So you're going to need, once you've decided to start, you're going to need some kind of plan because otherwise, what are you starting, right? So when we started, we specifically were following the 6-week guidelines for weight loss, maximum weight loss, or whatever it's called in the book Eat to Live. Now, if you want to check out the book Eat to Live, I will link to that in the blog post, and I will link to a video that kind of gives you a little bit of a better idea of where we started, like I said earlier. But whatever you do, you need a plan. And so whether that's like one of the other plant-based doctors, or it could even be just any other weight loss plan that you're on. What do we always say, Brian?
We don't care how you get healthy, just get healthy.
Yeah, we're not here to judge you for following some other plan that's not the plan that we follow. We don't care.
Yep.
Whatever, we are all about everybody getting healthy in the way that they see it best.
Yep, that's why if you guys want to do McDougall, Greger, Furman, any of those types of people, follow their plans and stick to it. But that's the goal, is to stick to the plan.
Yes. So in order to make a plan, I used to do a lot of meal planning. I used to use the calendar that's on our fridge that's been empty for several months now, that many of you have pointed out in the comments. And we kind of got off of that because when we started working from home, it wasn't as necessary for us to have a plan, because before I was always planning lunches that we would take to work with us. And what I've realized after like 8 months of being at home is that even though we're at home, we still need a plan. And so I'm going to get back to using the calendar. And I actually did a video about how I use that calendar and how I do our grocery list and all that kind of stuff. If you want to see that video, I'll link to that one in the blog post and below as well. But basically, you need some kind of plan. A lot of people ask us, you know, I'm not losing weight on a plant-based diet. Why am I not losing weight? Well, you need some kind of structure to follow. And that's kind of where we're at. So for us right now, I think for me personally, it's going to be sticking to kind of like 3 meals a day, going back to what we ate on our like for some of our original what we eat in a day videos, if you see what we did there, which I'll also link to that, and all that kind of stuff. But I think we're kind of just reverting back to what we did when we began our diet in the first place. And so yeah, make a plan.
Make a plan. All right, I think you should do the announcer voice for number 3. Go.
Number 3.
Number 3 is batch cook and meal prepping. Now, we have said numerous times before that we believe batch cooking and prepping was one of the primary things that allowed us to actually lose the weight, because we would prepare a bunch of food ahead of time for the rest of the week. And whether that was batch cooking chilies and soups and other kinds of meals that we've done on the show, that we also did all of our salad prep generally for the week, or, you know, maybe we do it occasionally, like if we ran out of something or whatever, we do that again. But doing all of the stuff that was batch cooking was what made it exceptionally easy for us to stick to the plan, because we already had all of the meals completely made. There was no like get home from work, of which, you know, obviously that's not going to be a thing for you. But you know, get home from work, I don't have anything to eat. I don't want to make anything.
Or
Let's go out.
Or the good old, what do you want for dinner?
Yeah, we've already established what is being done for
Yes.
all the meals, and so therefore it makes it a lot easier to stick to the plan. But
Yeah, and usually I would do like the veggie prep one day, which would be like the salad prep, chopping all the vegetables for that. And then any vegetables that we needed chopped for any of the recipes that we were going to make, like if we were going to make chili or soup or something like that, I would do all that chopping then. And then the next day, Brian would come in and cook the chili or the soup or whatever. So whatever plan you have and whatever, you've done your planning of what you're going to follow, try to cook as much as possible all in 1 or 2 days just so you have everything ready.
Yeah, we're limited on what space we have in our refrigerator and our freezer. If we had like our own house, I've always said that I want like a full-size freezer, just a separate independent freezer, and I would batch cook probably for like a month basically.
Yeah.
Cook all the different kinds of soups and stuff that we normally stick to, and then freeze all of them, and then whenever I need something, just pop it out, microwave it for a little bit, and boom, dinner, lunch, whatever it happens to be. But yes, batch cooking and prepping is one of the absolute best things that you can do to maintain the plan and lose the weight. Number 4
is be active.
Yes.
So you guys always ask us, do you guys work out? Do
you guys exercise?
And we always are like, not really. So we're actually suggesting that you be active both mentally and physically.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the challenges, I think, when you start, a new way of eating, a diet, whatever you want to call it, a lifestyle change, like whatever you want to call it, is for us, we love food. And so we're constantly thinking about food and what we're going to eat next and planning meals and all that stuff. And so it's important to have stuff that you're doing physically and mentally that doesn't revolve around food.
Mm-hmm.
And so especially now where, we're all stuck inside a lot of the times and like not really going out and doing a lot of stuff, it's important to find things. So mentally, one of the things actually I have picked up recently on our last trip, we brought a puzzle with us, like a jigsaw puzzle, and it's 1,000 pieces. And I had never done a puzzle like as an adult. And so I was like super excited that I really enjoyed it. And so now I've got another one going. He helps me out from time to time, but it's mainly kind of my thing. It kind of helps me clear my mind. I get really focused on it. It helps like improve my mood. I feel accomplished. All that just from a puzzle. And you
play video games.
Yes. On the other hand, he's playing video games.
And I get the exact same feelings from doing that as she does from doing puzzles. Also, we, as far as being physically active, I mean, we do try to go out on walks. We will take the dogs and stuff with us. Even if it just means something as goofy as dancing in the kitchen while making food.
We never dance.
We dance all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. We have weird random dance parties occasionally. If that means literally just trying to chase the dogs around the apartment, which, is always fun. Because when they go crazy, we call them ninja dogs because they just jump all over everything and go nuts. But yes, staying physically active is something that I think is vitally important. Especially to help with the weight loss. I mean, there's a bunch of physiological reasons as to why you do it, but it isn't necessary to go out there and be all working out or running or lifting weights and being all sweaty and stuff like that. It's not necessary. All you have to do to aid in the weight loss of the diet is to just be active physically, whatever that means, but be it cleaning the house, going on a walk, or something along those lines. It's just getting your body actually moving, which is a fantastic thing. But mentally speaking, we're also doing something a little different for this season.
Oh yeah, for the Christmas season, I decided that every single night we would pick a Christmas movie to watch. And it's kind of, there's like, I don't know, a lot of the things that I like to do to celebrate Christmas involve food normally. And so for me, I'm trying to find other ways to celebrate Christmas that don't involve eating like Christmas cookies and all that kind of stuff. So every other night we get to I pick a movie one night, he picks a movie the next night. And so we're doing that. But also for me, I kind of realized that really, I was talking about this earlier, but the writing has been kind of cathartic for me. And I write all these blog posts for our website, and I haven't really been doing that a whole ton lately because we haven't been, doing as many posts that required me to write. And so when I actually went to write the blog post for this particular video, I kind of like let things out in a way of, describing like how we got to the state that we're in right now and outlining these steps and that really was cathartic for me and helped me and really improved my mood and everything. So I hope you guys will check out that blog post. We link always in the description to the blog post that goes with each video. But I really enjoyed writing that one. So finding some kind of creative outlet or any of that kind of stuff, all of that will help aid in your weight loss because you won't be so focused on eating all the time and you won't end up, binging or just snacking out of boredom because you'll have other things to entertain. Plus your mood and just in general, you'll just be happier. But I think we're on to number
5.
You had to do the whole thing, of course. It's have fun.
Wait, I feel like we've used that one before.
The end. So every time Brian and I do a countdown of like top 5 ways or top 10 tips or whatever, number 10 or number 5 is always have fun.
Yes. And I've said it before, like, there's a reason I call this an adventure and not a journey. A journey to me is basically like get from point A to point B. It's like saying, oh, I'm going to take a trip over to the store or something like that. That to me is like a journey. Yeah, maybe you learn things or you contemplate along the way, but an adventure to me is a lot more fun. And in fact, we constantly joke around because whenever Ollie wants to go out on a walk or something, we'll be like, oh, he wants to go on a big venture.
A big venture.
And so for us, an adventure is exciting. It's not only going from point A to point B, but it's going through all of these interesting steps along the way or challenges that come up and figuring it out and just figuring out ways to overcome things, and whether it's learning something about ourselves or learning something about each other, or even just the education of the process along the way, like it is a lot of fun for us. And so that's why we say if you're going to do it, you might as well have fun with it.
Yeah. And we hope that by joining us and watching our videos and us sharing, like, we can help make this a little bit more fun for you. That's why we do some of the videos where we're like trying weird fruits, or we're doing like, let's make almond milk for the first time that we've never made before, doing those kind of things. Because it's all about exploring and finding new things. And I think that a lot of people see a diet or weight loss as limiting and you're limiting yourself, but really you're kind of opening up a door to a whole new world. And so don't forget to have fun and explore that world along the way. And we always say, like, this is not like a temporary diet for us. This is a lifestyle change. And so we're still adapting to that lifestyle change, but if you're going to be in it for the long haul, you may as well have fun with it.
Yeah, ain't no point in being sad about it or angry about it or anything. Just go out, have some good old-fashioned joy in what you are doing, and be happy that you are alive and that you are trying to better yourself.
All right, so let's review the steps. Just from the beginning. Okay, so number 1 was start, which is an easy step. You just got to start.
Go.
Got to start somewhere. 2 was make a plan. 3 was batch prep and cook. 4 was be active, both mentally and physically. And then 5 was have fun. So it's simple, but it sounds simple. But here's the thing.
Basics.
Here's the thing. We're going to be doing this along with you guys. Like, I think when we started the channel, like, we were kind of already in the middle of doing what we were doing. We're kind of starting from ground zero here. And so we're ready to start this adventure up again. This is like the next chapter in our adventure. And so we hope that you guys will come along with us. And we have some cool videos lined up to really break down some of the basics. Our next video is actually going to be our top recipes that we use for weight loss. That are our own recipes. So we're going to share with you which ones are our favorite 5. But we have some cool videos. We also will be doing some Instagram lives. The first one's actually going to be tonight, which if you're watching this, it's probably already happened. But you can always see the replay on our Instagram if you go to Crocks in the Kitchen on Instagram. We're also on Facebook and all that. We may do some Facebook Live. Who knows? But we're going to check in with you guys and hopefully keep you updated throughout this progress, which will help us make which will hopefully make this hold us accountable, but then also hold you guys accountable in some way if you guys are like commenting and kind of keeping along. Because I think sometimes we tend to just like do our thing and then we're like, okay, here's what we did. So we're kind of trying to bring you guys along in the process this time.
Yep.
But other than that,
I think that you should subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and click the bell notification that is right next to it so you get notified whenever we post a new video. You can also like and share the video if you want. That always helps us grow the channel, and it gets this message out to more and more people, and showing them that a whole food plant-based lifestyle is the way to go, even if you have a few bumps along the way. Also, you can find us on social media, as she said, Instagram and Facebook, and you can send us messages, you can comment on things, you can like things there, you can do all sorts of fun stuff on social media, and we truly do enjoy that aspect of this community. But I think that's all I got.
that's definitely all I got.
We will see you next time on Crocks in the Kitchen. Bye.
Bye.